So when you go to the classroom that we're going to use, you'll have the key card that you got in that blue safe box. The key card, here's the little thing to swipe it over, and then you'll get through. There's class going on right now, so I can't go in the classroom, but just be aware that you will. I'll show you a picture of the classroom, but you'll set up a table in the center and put the sacred space on it, but be sure that you don't forget to put the table back and put the sacred space cloth away in the YFF cabinet that's above the sink. So in that classroom, the desks will be put on the side and there'll be a space in the middle. And we want to make sure to create an environment that is reverent, because this is still part of Mass, where we will have the kids, taking them from being with their parents at Mass and bringing them out of Mass. So if you're leader number 2, you will be aware, you'll come back out to the narthex to check to see where the priest is, see if he's finishing up his homily, or if they are standing by the time you get there, if they're praying the creed. Then if they start the creed, you probably have about a minute, a little bit over a minute probably, before you got to get the kids out here, because there's the creed and the petition, so that takes at least a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So you got a little bit of time to get closure, and that leader number 2 should come back and say, they just started the creed, or they're at the petition. So you kind of know if you've got to rush them out, or whether you have, a minute and a half or something like that to get them to the gathering space. And so then the ideal would be is for them to be back here in the gathering space by the time everybody sits down after the petitions, and then the kids can go back in at that point to go back to their parents. And then please be sure at the end to be able to put the book of the Gospels back, put the key and the key card back, and then if you're at the 10 o'clock Mass, then put this back in there, close it. You have to turn this knob and then, put the numbers differently, because if you don't turn that little knob, then it just stays open. So this sacred space cloth sometimes ends up here, but the ideal is that it's in a sacred space kit above the sink in the classroom. So ideally, it would be great to put it there. So if you're part of the 8:15 Mass, just put the book of the Gospels back here for the 10 o'clock people. If you're part of the 10 o'clock, bring the book of the Gospels back here at the end. Those are some key things that I wanted to share with you about Children's Liturgy of the Word. When the priest calls the kids up, leader number 1 and 2, it's great if you somehow gather around with them. Make sure Father will hand the book to one of the kids to process out with it, and have them be the leader that leads out. And then one of you adults, if you can make sure that you're kind of out here in front, so then when you're leading all the kids, you at least whoever has the key card can make sure that they're at the door first, then bring all the kids in there. Also, leader number 2, you'll have occasions where a kid says they have to use the restroom, so you can there is a restroom in this hallway. So if you were to keep going down that hallway, there's a restroom there, so you don't have to come back through here to get to the restrooms near the church if you don't want. And if there's anything else that I'm forgetting that I remember when I send this video, I'll put it in the email. Thank you so much for volunteering. My goal this year is to try to get a few more people so that the same people aren't doing it, 3 out of 4 weekends a month. Ideally, we have leader number 1 and leader number 2, each week. And so I'll put that in a Google Doc where you can sign up for different weekends. But I hope to have more people so that you don't have to. I know it's not always ideal for you to have to leave during the liturgy of the Word. And even though you're teaching and you're learning about the gospel yourself, you're not able to hear the readings or the homily. And so I want to make it less, where you're doing that less than more, because I want you to be able to go to Mass for the full time. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.